Hello everybody, my name is Riley Burcham, and I believe that money needs to be talked about in the educational system. Okay, so how many of you, when you were sitting in class in high school, thought, when will I ever need to use y equals mx plus b when I get out of here? Or when will I need to recite from memory the exact dates of Julius Caesar's life? The truth is, you might never need to know those things when you get out of high school, but you most definitely need to know how to balance your finances. And you actually need to know way sooner than you think. Not knowing how to build a good credit score or how to take out a good loan will only hurt a person. Studies show that those who took financial education courses feel way more confident in their abilities versus when they hadn't taken them before. Studies done by Dave Ramsey, Forbes magazine, and Bible Money Matters show the necessity of taking these courses by showing the struggles that people have when they don't take these courses. High schools should be required to offer educational courses over financial management because their students need to know this information way sooner than they think. And these students aren't learning it from their parents. And by not knowing at all, it will actually put a drain on the economy. Students will need to know how to balance their finances way early in life. It's crazy that right out of high school, new 18-year-olds are just expected to know what kind of loan to take out that will not only be beneficial for them right now, but will help them in the future when they're trying to pay it off. It's kind of ironic when they're expected to take 4 years of math classes to be prepared for a college algebra class, but they're not expected to take any financial education courses to pay for that college algebra class. According to Forbes magazine, the current national student debt is $1.52 trillion. And the average graduating college student from 2018 owes $28,565 in debt. Most of these students never learned anything from their parents. The truth is that according to the Balance magazine, which is also online, that parents don't talk about finances for one of two reasons. Either they themselves are embarrassed about their own finances, so they won't use it as an example when they're telling their kids, or they simply don't know anything like their kids, and both of these two things lead to them just not even talking about it with their kids. Because their parents simply don't know, it just causes a cycle, and then their kids don't know because they were never taught, and they were never taught in school. According to the U.S. News World Report, 55% of parents would give themselves an A or B on their financial knowledge. This number then proves why Forbes says that 37% of adults say they learned some helpful information about financial management from their parents. This lack of knowledge makes parents almost not want to talk about finances at all with their kids. T. Rowe Price did a study showing that 66% of parents are reluctant to talk about finances with their kids. Then that also proves Forbes' statistic that 41% of young adults right now had to self-teach how to balance their own finances. When these students don't know, it'll actually put a drain on the economy. When consumer debt is so high, it will stall the economy because it stops consumer spending. Okay, for some definitions, consumer debt is when individuals have debt from credit card statements or student loans, auto loans, mortgages, stuff like that. So when a person has those massive amount of debts that they have to pay off, they're not going to go spend a lot of money stimulating the economy, meaning they're not going to go out to eat every night, and they're not going to spend money on food, or they're not going to spend money on a bunch of clothes because they're focused on paying that off. The trouble with that is that 70% of the U.S. economy is stimulated by consumer spending. So when consumers have massive debt, consumer spending goes down. To show you how I thought two completely unrelated things are actually related, Bible Money Matters did a study showing that 36% of people who have substantial student loan debt are less likely to buy a house. While this only affects the housing market, It shows that how getting a college degree will actually slow you down from getting a house. So, in the end, high schools need to offer these educational courses over financial management because these students need them way early on, as soon as they come out of college, as soon as they come out of high school, really. They need to be taught this because their parents aren't going to be teaching them, because their parents were never taught. And if they're not taught, it'll only cause a bigger problem for the economy in the future. Financial education courses should be in high schools because they're just as important as math or history courses, and they might have the same or even a bigger impact on the individual. Thank you.